So I'm so excited today. You can tell because I have one of my favorite persons ever in the house, a talented, creative, an amazing woman, an all-round good actor. Oh my God, her accolades, they are too plenty. So let me not continue too much. So let me just get to meet the beautiful guest we have today, yes. Nancy Isime.
Hi.
No, that clap is not enough now.
Thank you for having me, Linda. Hi. It's good to see you.
I am so glad you made it here today. Thank you so much for coming.
I had to.
You look amazing as usual.
Thank you so much. I try. I had to represent.
I trust you. So yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. The only time I see Linda is when we're shooting for Viva. So to
you
see her,
invite me now.
See her, No, okay, I'll say invite to you. But to see you on this side is very interesting, and I like.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's always camera roll, action, and shooting, and that. So to be here is really nice, honestly.
Cool.
I can't wait to see what you have packed.
Great.
And it's a great show too. It's very.
Thank you.
Very creative. I like it.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start. I think I'm going to start slow. I used to tell people that there are two kinds of celebrities we have most of the time in Nigeria. They are the ones that have this break, like this big break, right? And they're the ones, they might have been struggling or they might have been there for a while, but once in a while they just get this big break and they are out there. But there are some that take their time and then they grow like steady till they get to the limelight. I kind of see you as a second option. Am I right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, so how was your journey like? Because it seems like you've been grinding for the longest time. So getting here must not have been very easy, right?
Of course not. Of course, very challenging, but at the same time fun. Because I feel like as human beings, we tend to want to see the end results even before we see anything. Like we don't enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm very, very intentional about. Enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, understanding that, you can never really arrive. There's just small steps. And I'm such a huge believer in like small steps. I'm a very huge believer in struggles. Like people feel like struggling is something you should be ashamed of, but for me it's not. Like if you go to my Instagram page, you can scroll all the way down. I don't delete anything. So when people think that they can bring up some old picture from my page, I'm like, tada! I'm just like, it's there for a reason, darling.
Yeah.
So for me it's just leaving it there so people can really go down and see how I started, the kind of shows I used to host, when the brand ambassadorship started coming in, when the big shows started coming in, when the big actors started coming in, when I had my first very big film, when I had all the small films. So for me it's also like a memory book, so I totally believe in working hard and working your way up, because you see the thing about a foundation, I'm going to go Christian a bit as well. There's a part of the Bible that says when your foundation is built on Christ, it's almost like building on a solid rock, that when the rain comes and all of that comes, it stands solid. And that's also what you do when you build your way through life. You have the opportunity to sink your foundation so deep, if possible 20 feet, whatever feet you need. If it's a skyscraper you're building, you know that it's a skyscraper you're building. So you take the time to be under. So like an iceberg, people don't really know. They see the small part and you're like, oh, this person, it looks like she's acting nicely. Looks like, oh, she's presenting nicely. But they don't understand that you're building under. You've already built so many years of that is holding you under. But what they can see is that small beginning, but it's not really such a small beginning, because with time you're building on that. So with life, as you go through life, it's hard for anything to happen to that, because it's solid and it's way deep dug in. So I'm a huge believer in working your way up. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But if you're somebody who just comes out and you have a big break at once, also perfect. There's no key to success. You just choose what you want to do. I've been working since I was 17, and early retirement is the plan. So I'm doing all my work now, everything. So by the time I'm retiring at an age people feel like it's too early, my portfolio and my achievements would not even let them voice it out to me to say, oh, retirement's already. It will be, yes, you need to rest.
Why are you talking as if you already have this retirement planned?
No, I don't. But I by the grace of God, I know where my life is going.
Yeah.
I'm a very planned person. I'm very structured. Like, nothing just happens. Some things just happen, but I try my best to make sure nothing just happens. Like, I've planned it, and if anything comes, that's why I'm able to take it when there are like extra things that happen, because I know that I've planned.
Yeah.
And I'm well prepared.
Yeah.
So if it happens, I know it's just life. That's just life in. So yeah.
Which brings me to my next question.
Yes. Yes, sorry.
Okay. Did you know that you were going to get to this place that you are? Did you know?
To be honest,
Sorry.
this is hard to...
So hot. So sorry. You were supposed to have maybe get to this place so you can hold here. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I'll just...
just wait for it to cool down.
Yeah, I will.
So did you know that was this your goal from the beginning? Like, for example, you said you started at 17. At 17 years old, did you see yourself here as an actor?
To be very honest, no.
Okay.
I was actually very scared of the limelight, because I remember back then when I just started working, I used to see, there was this blog that was so popular, and every time there's a famous person, it felt like you could not be famous without making it there for anything. It could be so random as per what you're wearing, and people would give unsolicited opinions and would drag down and would tear apart, and it felt like it was an okay thing to do. Like, okay, because this person is famous, they deserve it. So I was always worried about fame. I was always the kid that just wanted to work. I knew that I had talent. First, I knew I could be an usher, because a family friend who I called uncle said, you're tall, you have the nice model shape. There are girls like you who are working for 10K per event, 15K per event, 20K per event. Why don't you want to try it? And I've always seen myself working. I say this to a few people, but when young girls used to sit down and daydream about getting married, I never did. I used to daydream about working and making my own money and being so independent. So I fear that I might not even have my dream wedding, because what is a dream wedding? Even if I get married, it will just be a wedding that we both agree at the same time that is how we feel and where we're at. So if it's a big wedding, fine. If we feel it, if we don't feel it, if it's a small wedding, whatever we feel. So for me, I've always been that child who always wanted to saw myself having my own money. Maybe because I came from such a humble background that asking for anything was almost a taboo. It's just, you're just supposed to know that there's no money. So don't ask. If we give, you take. Even if you lose, whatever, just keep quiet. So I used to be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I can have my money and do my own thing, have my money. And that's why I'm such a huge believer in like spending on myself. Like, I spend on myself so much that another person cannot take the position of, if it's not me, you won't have this, or you won't have this life. It's like, where to where? I show you how to treat me. I show you how to buy stuff for me, because I'm like buying stuff for myself. So for me, the question was,
like, if you saw yourself.
No, I was really, and I was saying I was really scared of fame, because I just didn't want to be anybody's, when people are angry and frustrated, the board they can throw things at, because that's what Nigerian celebrities are. Maybe around the world, but I'm a Nigerian, so I can only speak for my country and where the climate I'm in. I didn't want to be that girl who people just see on TV and anybody can concoct whatever lies about me, and everybody in the room will believe, because she's famous, so it's expected. But at the point I had to wake up from that fear. And if you read your Bible, it says in 365 places, do not be afraid. And you have to
really surprised that you're quoting Bible. I didn't know that part
I'm
of
a
you.
little, yes. I try not to bring that part a lot, because I don't like to be seen as religious, but the word of God is a foundation in my life, so I can't help it. It will come up here and there. But, it says do not be afraid. And I had to like wake up and say, my dream life of taking care of myself and taking care of my dad and a few other family members is sleeping before my eyes, because I was so hell-bent on this 9-to-5 life. But when I started working at 17, the plan was just to raise money to be able to pay myself through school, pay my way through school, support my family, support myself, buy the things that I could never ask for, but I could finally have, because I wanted to look good. I wanted to dress nice. I wanted to, all of that nice stuff. I wanted to be able to afford a trip here, a trip there, a holiday here, a holiday there. But the main plan was to go and school in Canada.
Did that happen?
That never happened. That the process in first was long too. I didn't have enough money. I kept converting my money into like dollars to be able to meet up to the tuition fee. But within that time, I was working in this office, Ultima Studios, and I remember so clearly I was just working to save money. So everything I was doing then was save. I was always saving for something. I'm a saveaholic. So when you see me, and you probably see me buy a pair of bags and say, "Oh, how did she afford this?" Nah, that money might have even come from like 10, 15 years ago. You just don't know. But I was that person who I was working in this office and doing my modeling, and also doing, I think I dropped modeling at then because it was too much. But I was doing my presenting at the place. I was acting here and there. Yeah, modeling here and there. And I went into the office, and the boss was like, "Oh, okay, so what are your plans? And, are you enjoying working here?" And I said, "Yes, I am, but I plan on, leaving for Canada to have my BSc in social works. I've already done my ND in Unilag. It's just to further." And he was like, "Why?" And I said, "You have a great opportunity, and you're doing so well as a presenter here, and we feel like, I fear," that's him, "that if you travel to get this BSc and you realize that that's not the life for you, by the time you come back, you have to start from scratch, and you don't know if you're ever going to make it and get the opportunities you're getting now." And he said, "Just go sit with that and think about it." And I sat with it for the night, and my mindset changed the next morning. I was now a full Nigerian who wasn't going anywhere. I was already planning to sell my car, sell things, but I was like, this is it. Like, I'm going to stay back. And I started working hard, and I understood, it's a mindset thing. When you know that this is going to be your life and where you're going to live and where you're going to eat from. That's why I worry for people who say, "Nigeria, so Nigeria." You're speaking negativity into a country that's supposed to serve you. I can't speak that into my country. It's giving me everything I have. It's giving me fame. It's giving me money. It's taking care of my family. It's taking care of me. Nigeria is blessed. There are just a few people who make us feel like it shouldn't be so, and that's okay. But let's also identify. So it's a mindset thing. My mindset had to switch in that day, and I had to say, this is the life. I'm going to be here now. So I must accept everybody. I was looking at everybody as bye-bye, just temporary people. I'll soon be out of your hair, to these are the people I'm going to actually be with. And that informed my life and my decisions. And I started, settling down to know, okay, what's the plan? 5-year strategy and all of that. And so before I knew what was happening, the plan from the scratch was never fame. Was just be able to work, make a name, not even make a name, make a living for myself. And guess what? If you're good at anything, even as a puff seller, you're going to get fame. You're going to get
That's
fame.
true.
It's you're so good at what you do. People have to know you for that.
Yeah.
Even Sia, with how she wants to, there's still a Sia representation that she's giving to us.
Yeah.
So no matter how much you want to cover your face, if you're good at something, and the bank in whatever is just for, they tend to give the celebrity status to people that are on TV. But if you're popping where you are a celebrity because you're being celebrated.
Yeah.
So like that, I started, and then I saw, okay, this is, if I'm going to be good at this, I have no choice but to accept fame. And so I started to welcome fame into my life. I started to become friends with it and sit with it and have coffee with it and say, okay, you're going to be in my life at my own terms. If I'm going to be famous, you'll be at my own terms. If I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be known for what I want to be known for. And it gives me great pleasure that if I walk out today, somebody's either saying, "Nancy from that film," even children are saying, "Oh."
So you started acting from way back.
I started acting from 2011. It wasn't. Okay. It was to make ends meet at the time. And trust me when I say I never saw these things in me. People always saw it in me.
Oh, I see.
So ushering, my uncle. Modeling, also from there. While doing ushering, some models are like, "You should come for auditions." And from there, I was on Broadway one day, and the director saw me and said, you look good on camera, you should come and audition, or having something. And I went to audition. So I think that also took the pressure off me. When they're like, girls are like, "I want to act," and like people take advantage of them. I feel bad because I never had that. You can't take pay me my money. I didn't come to you. So I was very money conscious. Like I had bills to pay. I didn't have time to play around. Like how much? Even when they called me for the audition, that's how much.
Yeah.
If I get the role, how much before I even come first? Say, "Oh yes, 10K per episode. That's not bad. Can I get 15? Yeah. Okay, cool." And I auditioned before I even got the role. And so it was clear from the start that I was there for my cash. I had bills to pay. So that for me had always been the thing. Yeah. So I've been acting since then, but it got serious after I decided to stay in Nigeria. Then it now became a career. It became a professional. So I went pro in 2014, but I started acting in 2011. Yeah, but just fun.
I know the funniest thing I can collaborate. What's that word? Corroborate.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm even worse.
That story, because I remember the first time I ever met you, Nancy, was when we were on the set of a music video. I think it was for Akim the Dreams video. I can't remember. Like the work ethic was something else. Like you could see that she's not here to play. Like, okay, what next? So she's gonna change. The next thing she's back. She's like, I'm like, who is this girl?
Thank you.
Yes, I swear. Like I can testify to that. And you were just kind of different from the other girls.
Thank you.
On set, because you felt like the other ones were feeling like, oh, I'm a celebrity, but I came here to work, and you could see it.
Yeah.
So
up to date, I still show up to places, of course, like I have to work, and I even get irritated when I'm at work acting and somebody's coming with all that celebrity bullshit. Like, I'm at work.
Yeah.
Even when I'm hosting, I can't help it. It's a blessing that people can come up to me and say hi. But when I'm out and having fun, it's okay. But like now I'm in a workspace, I'm trying to get into character, and somebody like 15 people lined up to take pictures. So what time do I have to take in my lines, get into character, become the person? Because when I'm on set, I'm really not me. I'm the character. So I always want like producers and around that people that want to call people to, oh, Nancy's in the building, come. I'm not here for that. The reason why they know me is for this work. If I slack at it and I become bad at it, they will also forget me. So we need to understand why the people are there at all times and make sure it's important. Even when I'm hosting, yes, there's a time for all that, but if I'm backstage reading my lines and I have to cram a whole bloody page, and somebody is telling me about how they're huge fans, like, that's nice, but like I need to work. So I don't go on stage looking like a fool, and then you come and see me on the stage and say, oh, that's the girl I like. No, she's so poor at her job. I have a job to do. And when that's over, we can take as many pictures and sing Kumbaya. That's okay.
That's nice. That's cool. So what did you study in school?
Social works.
Okay. I see you as somebody who, when you feel like, okay, this is what I want to do, you then now start studying for that. Is that what you did? Because now you speak so well. Like somebody would think that you even schooled abroad. So
I owe that to my father.
Oh, your dad.
Yeah, my dad was so into me speaking English. Maybe he saw the future. He was so obsessed with me speaking English that he didn't even allow me learn Pidgin or any other language.
Are you serious?
I had a lesson teacher who was half American, half Ghanaian. I went to the best school as like he could afford at the time, until we had to like go lower because he tried his best, really. And then of course just self-grooming too. But he was so, desperate for me to speak good English. If he heard Pidgin, he could slap me from a mile away. And he was always so proud when in church I stand up to read Bible and my English is clear. So it was a thing of pride for him. He really wanted me to speak like really good English.
That's good. And you grew up in Lagos, right?
I grew up in Lagos. I grew up in Ikorodu. That's what my dad,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, a few years here and there. But Ikorodu majority of my life.
That's a very interesting story. I'm so glad. I'm sure a lot of people are learning, from it. I used to tell people, whatever you do, whatever you're doing, even when you're starting now, take it very, very seriously, because whatever you're doing then is going to build you for the person you're going to be in future.
Very true.
So it doesn't matter what it is, just take it very seriously, like Nancy. So when you were growing up, right, did you have any mentors, anybody you were looking up to say, oh, this is the person I want to be like, or it was just you grooming yourself for the you of the future?
I like me.
I know.
I really like me. I'm not trying, like, I love me so much. That's why I'm so protective of me. You can't treat me anyhow. That's the one. If you really want to not see the other side of me, or to like not be in my life, treat me anyhow. It's a problem. I will walk away from anybody, any job, any place, anywhere. Like, I'm not saying roll on the floor and go out of your way, but like, you must treat me with respect.
Yeah.
At all times, because I try my best to treat people with respect. So you give me a reason to disrespect you, then by all means, I'll show you the other side.
Actually,
nice.
It's one of the things I took a mental note of that I was going to ask you. Because anytime I see you, or everywhere I see you, you just exude this confidence. It doesn't matter. She just comes and then you just kind of like own the room. Sometimes I watch you and I'm like, let me see what Nancy would do. And then when you come in and then you see that maybe some people are not taking charge, or maybe they are feeling starstruck, or you just take leadership and then you just carry on with the meeting, and then you just, so how do you have, where is this confidence coming from?
It's from knowing who I am. I'm still on the journey to me. I'm still learning me. I'm still knowing me. Every day I still surprise myself. Today I say I'll never do this, and tomorrow I'm like, okay, maybe I could. And that's why I give myself grace the way I give other people grace. I let people change. I let people change their minds. I let people become whoever they want to become. I just decide if I want you in my life or not. You
Yeah.
understand? So, well, you can be anything you want to be. You can even be a dragon. Do I want a dragon in my life? Okay, you can be in my life. Do I not want a dragon in my life? No, you go your way, I go my way. Don't make me feel bad for it. Anyway, you can't make me feel bad for anything. That thing, I've trained myself to only feel bad for the things that I want to feel bad for. Anybody else can say anything. It really, sounds cliche. I don't care, but I really don't give a flying care. So, but for confidence, it took a while. I had to learn. I had to wake up one day and say, I really like this girl, Nancy, and I don't want to lose her. I want to learn her. I want to understand her. I want to love her. I want to protect her. How best to do that but to sit with myself? So the question was confidence, right?
Yeah.
Yes, just by learning myself. If I know myself, you can't tell me about me. My dad can't tell you about me. Nobody can tell you about me. And that to me is actually very intriguing because I'm not even predictable. You can't tell. Like you invited me for the show, would I come or would I say yes? And you can't tell.
You can't
and
tell,
then I'm
yes.
here,
Yeah.
you just can't tell. And then you can be so confident I'll come for your show and I never show up. So it's just the unpredictability. Maybe it was also, my dad was very predictable growing up. And I didn't like that. I feel like if you're smart, he's very smart, very intelligent, but in terms of emotions, he was very predictable, and I didn't like that because we could read when he'll be angry. And so from a young age, my dad calls me. He says he knows a lot of people. He's not a child, but he says I'm one of the wisest women. He actually says I'm the wisest woman he knows and the most intelligent woman he knows.
That's nice.
And that's from a young age. I read, I learn. That's why people who just float irritate me. What are you doing with your life? Like, how are you just floating? No head, no tail, no work ethics, no spirit of excellence. Just anything just goes. So I will show irritation. Like, I will show it. You can take it how you want, but I will show the irritation because I feel like every human being, God has created us with the spirit of excellence.
Yeah.
He took his time to mold you and to make you to be who you are. And then you come and be doing anyhow. It's a disrespect of space.
I can see that wiseness that your dad was talking about.
It's such a disrespect of oxygen. Like, let other people breathe it already. Like, why did you come?
Yeah. When I look at Nollywood, right, I see, that's just me. I might be wrong, but I see a lot of fractions.
Sorry, you asked me about mentors as well.
Yes.
Mentor before we went back to confidence.
You said, I thought you were your only mentor.
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not. I have to learn from other people.
Yeah.
I'll be a fool to be my own mentor because I'm just living life for the first time. The people who have done this ahead of me and who understand the journey.
Thank you.
Which is why I read books and people like Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah, not because of what she does, but she's a figure who only a fool would not learn from. Because she has something for everybody.
Yeah.
I read her books. I listen to her documentaries. I've read her story. Oprah didn't have any business being as rich as she was, but she was determined.
Yeah.
She knew what she wanted. When you look at presenters, you can look at me and say, oh, pretty. So I will always get an opportunity probably before somebody who's not mainstream pretty whatever that means. But with Oprah, she's not like the kind of attractiveness that hits you. You have to listen to her and then you see that she's one of the most beautiful women in the world, regardless of what they've identified beauty to be. So she, for sure. Beyonce's work ethics is second to none. She still has the hunger that she had when she was just starting. That's what I want to keep. I want to be hungry till I retire. I want to be retiring and people are like, you still have so much to give, and I'm like, nothing day. Trust me. I'm going to do something else now, okay? And that's Beyonce. I feel like even if Beyonce decides to do what she's doing for another 50 years, I would not be surprised. She takes every show with seriousness. The spirit of excellence. Anybody who has a spirit of excellence is my mentor. I learn from them. In Nigeria, Funke Akindele, you need to work with that woman. Whatever she has, she deserves. If her film makes 10 billion, she deserves that. Trust me. Live and direct. Mo Abudu, the people I've worked closely with, these are people that don't sleep. When Auntie Mo, when we're shooting Blood Sisters, Auntie Mo is asleep. Not like, I don't even know if she's asleep. I can reach her at 2, I can reach her at 5. I can reach her at 8 in the morning. I can reach her like that, round the clock.
Round the clock.
It's like, what's going
Yeah.
on? She's on things, even if she's not in the country.
Yeah.
She's on things. And when she's in the country, she's showing up to set. You know, so these are women who I may not be calling as many names as would want me, but when I talk about work ethics, these are women that I have seen up close, 2 Nigerians. Maybe somebody else who doesn't come to mind now. Forgive me. I love everybody, all my aunties, you know. But Beyonce, internationally, Beyonce and Oprah, their work ethics is unmatched.
Unmatched, yeah. So I was going to ask a question about Nollywood because it reminds me of, you know, your dad saying that you're wise. Because like I said, I might be wrong, but so I see a lot of fractions in Nollywood. Like I see people who are like his set, like, oh, these are my sets. I work with this set of people. I just see it. Like I'm not in Nollywood, but I see some movies and I see the people that produce it and I'm like, I can tell the actors that is going to be there. So for me, I just feel like, maybe there are lots of fractions, you know, in movie. I know who would work with who wouldn't work with who. I know who are friends. You will even know that they are friends because you know you like to you gravitate towards people that give you the right energy, right? But for you, I can't place you. Like Nancy's here today. Tomorrow she's working with this one. Next month she's working with this. So with you, I feel like you are just this person that can work with anybody. So I wanted to know, is that intentional?
Maybe because I don't do clicks. I've never done clicks. Even when I was modeling, I was freelance.
Okay.
I don't do well with boxes. I don't like boxes. I never have. Like when people say, well, what's she going to do? And I'm doing something else. What's she not going to do? And I'm just someone, like I said, the fact that I don't like being predictable.
Yeah.
I don't do clicks. I don't like boxes. And I'm loyal to my craft, not to people.
Not to people.
I'm loyal to my friends. I don't go all about displaying gutter rats behavior when it comes to loyalty, but I'm loyal to my crafts. I'm loyal to Nollywood. I'm loyal to the advancement of Nollywood, to the building of Nollywood. I met this, I'm earning from this because people like Genevieve, people like Omotola, Mercy Johnson, Rita Dominic, just to mention a few, took this seriously. And even when it was almost a taboo to be a Nollywood actor, like we've been under attack all our lives. So if you think you're going to come into the Nollywood space and not have people wanting to throw jabs at you and try and tug at you, you're a joker. It means that you're not ready for the success of being an actor. Because this has always been it. Like Encomium, City People, these people chested all these things. Whatever lies were written about them, they chested it for the industry that we have today. And they acted well. People will leave somebody's crafts and how good they are and go and be digging into a personal life that does not even exist. You know, so, but they stood through with it. And they made the industry, they glorified and beautified the industry to be what I want to be a part of now. And what I want to, you know, help build as well. And I don't hold on to the best. I feel like that's where sometimes people get it wrong. The holding on to wanting to be the best. No. When you're loyal to the crafts and you're loyal to the industry, you're really about building and creating spaces and doing things that work for everybody. Yes, in your head, you have to know that nobody does it like me. That helps with the confidence to also portray your roles well. Because without any confidence, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? I'm here today because I believed in myself first. And people were like, okay, there's something there. But if I was cowardly up and down,
I feel like you're too big for the system.
Not even too big, like I'm too small. I deserve to be here. I deserve to take up space. So I don't walk on eggshells around anything. I show up as humbly as I can, but I show up very confidently. And because I know that people have to see that confidence to even like me and want to watch me on their screens. So yeah, so I know how to. That's why I don't do interviews, because I always go the other way.
No.
What was the question? Nollywood, right? So yes, I am very loyal to Nollywood. I
So,
love
like, you
Nollywood.
don't, like you said, you don't do cliques. You work with everybody because you're loyal to the craft.
I'm loyal to my craft. If the
Yes.
script is right, if the environment is right, because sometimes even working with your friends can be very toxic. You know, they might not respect you and give you what you need. But when you're working with people who don't, strangers might even treat you better, feed you better, pay you better. So
Yeah,
why
of
not?
course, of course.
So I'm very loyal to my craft. I'm very loyal to. So wherever the craft takes me, I don't see it as, oh, working with this person. Of course, there are producers I love working with and I'll repeatedly work with, or directors.
Yeah.
I'm human, you know. And there's some that I'll work with one time and never work with again, ever. Yeah, so basically. I hope that explains a bit.
It does, it
Yeah.
does, it does. Would you consider yourself brand conscious?
Maybe. But times where I felt like I was brand conscious and I also disappointed myself.
Okay.
So maybe, okay, you mean working with brands or like my own brand?
Both. Like, do you do things specifically, or do you have a brand strategy and you be like, you know what, I have to portray myself in a certain way because I want to attract brands? Do you
Maybe
do
there's that. Maybe there's that. I'd leave that to the audience to actually answer.
Answer,
But
yeah.
most importantly for myself, what feels right? Because, like I told you, I love myself so much that I sit with myself for hours. When I go on those my retreats where I'm just by myself and I take days off, you know, and people find it so hard to believe you're just by yourself. Trust me, it's not even just people that I even know personally. Like, what are you doing? You're just
I know,
reading a
you're
book.
very weird with that.
You're just reading a book. You're not even on the television. And I'm just like, you're the one who has a problem. You can't sit with your thoughts. You always have to have people around you. I don't have that problem. I can sit in my room by myself for days. No human interaction. And I'll be
Interesting.
so happy.
Really?
Cloud nine.
I see you as an
Enjoyment.
extrovert.
Oh God. I think I'm an ambivert. I think I'm more of
Okay.
I'm an extrovert by talent.
Okay.
So like if you remember earlier, I was talking about sitting with myself and
Yeah,
saying, this
yeah.
is it. So we have to put that by the side because you have to pay bills. You need to live a good life. And it's so obvious because I'm doing one project, I'm being referred to another project. I'm doing another project, there's testimonies. You just know, you know. And that's why when people are telling you who you are, it's even nicer because especially when it comes to the path you want to take, you know, your talents.
Yeah.
Not who you are as a person, but like your talent, like you're a good actor, it helps. Okay, maybe there's something there. You're a good presenter. Okay, maybe there's something there. You know, you have a creative mind. Maybe there's something there, and it keeps you working. Of course, you don't need that if you're very self-confident. But if too many people are telling you you are shit at something, maybe you should consider what they're saying because some people now say, "Oh, all my haters, all my." Well, if you're doing something. And everybody who's supposed to enjoy the thing, don't forget it's a service
It's a service
to other people, not for yourself.
Yeah.
And if everybody is saying go back to your village, darling,
Go back.
think about what else you need to do that the people would like and there'll be value if you want to pay bills. Unless you just want to keep pumping years, time, money into that thing, only to wake up when you're 50 and there's nothing to write home about it. Because you thought everybody was haters when really people were telling you
The
that.
truth. Yeah.
And then, of course, you think you're so full of yourself that you don't even go and learn about it if you decide. You don't even go to the school for it to say, okay, everybody thinks I'm so bad at it. Let me even go and learn because I love it so much. You sit in it and you say, this is it. Yeah. That's where the problem is. And so
Yeah.
back to your question, which was?
I can't remember.
We're gonna do this a lot, but
But I'm sure you answered it.
Yeah, somehow.
No, I asked if you were brand conscious, and you said yes. Like maybe,
to an extent, but I'm
yes.
more true to myself.
Yeah.
And in
I
terms of
noticed
like
that.
myself, I'm more true. What do I like? What do I want? Which is why I don't really like listening too much to people.
Well, you have a lot of brands working with you, so they obviously might be
So
like
with,
you.
with brands, other brands, my own brand here. But with other brands, yes, I've tried my best to make the best decisions in terms of the brands I represent. But I've also disappointed myself once or twice, and I give myself grace because I'm a human being. I can't see to the future. I can't see into anybody's soul.
Yeah.
I can only try, do my research like a normal Nigerian, And if it turns out to be that, just like the other Nigerians, I was deceived. But Nigerians would take it. You are the ambassador. You are supposed to. Beleo. I'm supposed to what?
I think a typical
No
example
vex, so.
of that is what movie did you do that you had to first of all come out to say, please, that is not my press?
Oh yeah, Shanty. I never regretted Shanty.
Yeah, but
Never.
you were sneaky with it. Or like, oh no, maybe not. The word is not sneaky. Maybe the word is wise, because you knew you work with brands. So before the movie came out,
Yeah,
you came out to
no.
say,
Funny enough, it was when it was out. I wasn't expecting. You
Okay.
see, I'm trying to learn that everything that has to do with the name Nancy Isime is a big deal. It's a huge weight and pressure, but
Yeah.
I'm trying
yeah,
because there's so many films with things like this.
yeah,
So many.
yeah,
Even Blood Sisters was a scene like that.
yeah.
Never made it out of the film. Was never spoken about. Nancy Isime showed us what? You can tell that it's not even her own because camera cut, face cut. There was never
yes,
really a this thing.
yeah.
But no! Not my crush. Not my Nancy. There was 80,000 something. 80 something thousand tweets in 4 hours of the release of the film. The film skyrocketed to #1 in less than 24 hours.
So it was a blessing in disguise.
I don't know if it was. It could have still done the numbers.
Okay.
But the 80 something thousand tweets stressed me out because I was flying from India when it came out and I landed and there was just all sorts of noise. I call it noise, you know. I don't do well with noise. And I was just like, what is the noise for? So because I was once, people forget I was in the media.
Yeah.
I'm still in the media.
Yeah.
We do research. So when they're trying their best to like get at me a certain way, I go down to figure out what is the behavioral pattern like. Where is this coming from? And I go below the noise and I figure it out. So the noise fades away because I know why. I've already decoded you from the start and I know what to do within the time that you're making noise before the noise, because noise always dies down.
Yeah.
Always. No matter how much it feels like it's going to overtake you. So it's to find the root and so that you hold onto that as your peace while they are doing their thing, because they are trying their best to pull you into the noise. I stay leveled, grounded on the floor with your medicine. I don't decode you. Just they do your thing for up. So I decoded what it was. It really was, these people just love me. They're obsessed with me. And anything I do, it now even brings me back to consciousness that I can't just be careless. Some people will get away with anything. There are people who set up ring lights every day to get the kind of attention that I get for free.
Yeah.
Without even doing anything. I'm not dramatic. I don't do anything yet. You still see my name in the news every time. I just feel like when the internet is too slow, they're just like, oh, okay, Nancy. And I'm just like, okay, I love you guys too, but like, shut up, you know? Like, okay, I get it, you know? So it's just a thing where they just felt like they could come for that. Like, oh, this is it. And I just jokingly wrote there and said, oh, come on, it's a body double because, come on, Nigeria, the world has advanced. We need to know about things, film terms, read about films and how things are done, just not to be stressing yourself and giving yourself high BP for nothing. There's something called body double, stunt doubles, and they deserve to be acknowledged. Because in some industries, you will write the name there who did the
Of
body.
course, yeah.
If it's not my body, why am I claiming my body?
but-
So
yeah.
1 minute, Nigerians want me to be truthful. The next minute, they want me to lie because it doesn't, whatever suits the narrative. When it suits the narrative, lie. When it suits the
Yeah.
narrative. So
Yeah.
I just felt like there were people who were hoping and finally saying, yeah, this Nancy, finally, we found something to hold on to. See, she showed us this. She's not like what she told us to be. And then when I said, it's not, you notice, it went back to it. Why? She has spoiled the film for us. Like, so were you planning to watch pornography, honey? Or were you planning to watch an entire series that was so good?
Provided the producers of the movie were not upset.
I don't
that
know
you
if they
revealed.
were. I don't.
Okay, you
I don't know if they were. It's not my job to sell a film by lying that they saw my breast. It's not. If that's what you have to offer, then I'm sorry. We did a great series that had so much potential, and I was upset with the fact that they were using that to cover it up. And if anything, I was even speaking up for the producers, not for me, because I felt like there's too much noise about this thing. It's killing the story that we have. And when I did that, you notice it cleared off immediately. So what would have been talked about and be trending for weeks, I made it trend in a day so that we can focus on business. The next day, they were just upset that I spoiled it. These soapy boys and these small girls and the people who were hoping that, that would be the case were just disappointed. But the main film people who wanted to see the film for what it is and the series for what it is saw it, and it stayed on number one for a long time, and it was the most watched series of 2023. So if the producers were upset that I mentioned, then maybe they're in the wrong business. Yeah, maybe they should just start Blue Film. But I don't know if anybody was. I did what was best for me.
You, of course. Yeah.
For me. Because they too, even if they wanted me to keep quiet and not say, it's also for them. They were not thinking about me. Of course, then first me.
Because I
know what I can do and cannot do.
I was on the brand side, so I understood what happened and how for some time.
I wasn't even thinking about you guys though. I was like, this is a lie. This is not me. Eventually, if I decide to do a film like that, I know how it will be shot. I know what it will be. I know what the scene will implicate.
Yeah.
But this even was not even a scene that was supposed to turn anybody on. It was a scene that was talking about rape, molestation, power abuse.
Yeah.
But like I said, Nancy, on it, press. They forgot about what the scene was. Somebody took it and put it on Twitter without even people even watching the film. Within 4 hours of watching that series, the person never even watched and finished. Just saw that and just ran with it and created a scenario with it. And of course, because it's Nancy, it picked up.
Could it be that it was actually part of the PR plan to
It wasn't. It was just somebody who was trying to paint me in a certain way and just feeling like they could do anything they wanted because I have a name. And so I put them in their place and they all uproared. Why would you tell us you shouldn't have all right, now, can we watch a series and talk about Scar, how fantastic Scar was and how Shalewa was? And then the conversation switched back into what it should be. Nollywood, we've gone past the stage where we have to sell with one rubbish. We don't need to sell a film. We have potential. Our stories are solid. We don't need to do some crazy ass PR stunt or for a film to be what it is. Come on, Breath of Life didn't need that. It's calm, but you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Blood Sisters, certain films. So I wasn't gonna let them allow that to be the PR of the series. I just wasn't. Whether the producers were okay with it, I wasn't. I wasn't thinking of anybody else but me and my work.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, there's also brands. Oh shoot. Were they upset? Oh, are they? Me, party. It's not me, and
for in the brand side, I think it helps. It helped because it makes, at least we had to calm down for a while and be like, okay, let's give this thing to, roll over.
Exactly.
And it did in a couple of days, and then everything was back to normal
within 72 hours. Because I don't do anything. I don't wrong people, so it's why.
But let me ask you, right? So does that mean that you are not the kind of actress that does any role? Like, you will not do a nude role, right?
Maybe I will in the future.
Okay.
For the right story.
For the right story.
The right director, the right crew, the right producer, maybe myself, the right course. Maybe I will. There's never say never with this thing. I don't want to sit here and say, I will never. Maybe for the right, if there's a massive Hollywood film that requires me to do a scene, maybe like a Lupita, when she did 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
There's no way she could have been wearing anything. You're not going to believe it.
Of course.
So, but
if it's relevant to the story.
Thank you. If it's relevant and, people then can watch and see what it was. But if anybody had seen that scene and said, oh, Lupita's breast, then you know that the person is sick.
Yeah.
And should be in rehab, in therapy, in psychiatric hospital, tied up. That's somebody whose sexual life has overtaken their life and they can't think of anything, can't see anything. They even look at their mother and get turned on.
Please, Nancy. Okay, my next question. You've been around for a long time, like you said, since 17, and you've just been climbing the ladder, and today you are like a big celebrity. I want to ask you, how did you stay relevant? Was there any strategy to it? Do you ever think like, oh, I need to do something for my boss? So how did you do it?
At all. I don't even know how every other week I'm trending. I can't lie to you. I just become like, I'm trending for what this time? You never know. Like I said, I'm focused on my work. I'm committed to my work. I keep getting better. While other people are up there in the noise, I never believe the hype. So even when people are hyping me up as, oh, the best, I also know that those people can turn tomorrow and say I'm the worst. So it's never about the people. It's always about you. So I stay connected to what's in my head, which is there's a goal.
Yeah.
I already told you there's a foundation. So what you're seeing is just what I'm building. I don't know where I'll be in the next 5 years, but I know that one thing I want to definitely do is have an early retirement, and not retirement of, oh, okay, not doing anything, doing something else, but also well established.
Yeah.
Where I'm retired, but you don't know that I'm retired. You feel like I'm still working. So these are the kind of things that keep me going. In terms of relevance, I just work. I love working.
So your work actually speaks for you. So it's not like you're doing anything. When you work,
I've never set ring lights. I've never thought to my head, say, oh, let me do this so that people can talk. I even prefer it when people are not talking about me, but talking about my work. But like I said, it's a 2-in-1 package. You cannot take the good and leave the bad.
yeah.
So when people are when I'm trending on Twitter for like my roles, and I'm like happy. So when I'm not trending for my roles and it's somebody else trying to create a negative scenario out of it, I should be happy too, because there's a name to do that with. There's so many of us, like, but they would always pick at the one that they feel like shines the brightest, because they need some of that light. So if God has helped me be that person, I don't want to be stingy with it. If that's what you need for your 2 minutes traffic to get a few thousands, by all means, go ahead, darling, but if you're detrimental about it, and if you try to be too spiteful about it, I'll put you in your place, and I don't have to throw hands or speak foul to do that. I'm a media person. I will put you in your place nicely, and it will be quick, and we'll move on.
I actually like that, because, I see a lot of people always trying to be relevant. And one of the ways they want to be relevant is to clout chase, do one thing or the other. Like, what do I do today? But here is someone, and that's probably because you have talent. You have something you're doing. So every time you're putting something out there that has to do with work, and that can also keep you relevant.
Yes.
Even without 100%. You
100%.
coming of thinking of one strategy or one cloud chasing thing.
You don't need strategy. You just need work.
You just need work.
Work is enough. Auntie Funke has reigned for the longest time.
Yeah.
Just work. Just work.
But would I say it's easier? It's easier when you have something tangible that you're doing. So, for example, if you're just an influencer, what would you advise?
I'm not in that space,
exactly.
So I can't really say. I don't know if I can pinpoint any influencer who has had a very long career. Maybe because social media is also quite recent.
Yes.
My mentors are people who were grassroots. That's why I feel like I'm a grassroots girl too, because the people who I look up to
and you just blended well with the whole social media as
thing.
Well.
And it's just learning. It's just knowing that it's a trend. It's what's
going on.
Because
I know you told me that you handle your page yourself. Nobody built it for you. You built it yourself.
Myself, with what I wanted people to see, and how. That's why my fans are grassroots fans, like grassroots supporters, because they've seen me grow through it. They've seen my daily life. I've been transparent as much as I can. It does not mean that I'm transparent, but I'm also very private, and that also frustrates some people for whatever reason. They want to know how I wear my pints, how I like. It's just certain things that are just not needed for people to know.
I noticed that you post a lot, but you don't post a lot of personal stuff. I
don't post anything. Like, I post a lot, but if you really like it, it's nothing. It's just work.
It's just work.
It's just me and my friends' work. When I'm catching my lifestyle, a bit of my lifestyle, but like, if you really check how I live, like, it's nothing. Like, it's just things that's what draws people in. And that's why you have to be very clear about your boundaries.
Yeah.
At all times. I came to social media with work. I will leave with work. I will not mix it up at any point. I grew this amount of followers with just posting my work, my lifestyle, my days. Why do I have to all of a sudden bring some drama, some gossip, my man, my family? That's not content. Social media is still content. When they open it, the founder clearly wrote highlights. An app where you can put highlights. Tell us highlights with your photos and videos. The person did not say, tell us your personal life. Nigerians and certain people made it about their personal life. The people who founded it and own it don't even write as much as you write. You never see Mark talk about his family, his failures, and what he's been going through. He goes through them, but he just highlights. Put the photo you like. Put a nice caption. Let's keep it moving. Put a video you like. That's what the place is created for. But people feel like if people don't know everything that's going on with them, and they don't draw sympathy, and they don't all of that, that they're not doing well. That's not my monkey, not my circles. Could
I,
never
I
be.
think that maybe that's their own strategy because, like I said, they don't have any other thing to put out there. So
Abi.
yeah. So the only thing they have is my life.
Who knows? Maybe when I start to have my own reality TV show, there might just be some part of that as
Oh
well.
yeah,
But
there's no
trust
way
me,
you do a reality show and then you.
and trust me, it will be very monetized.
Of course.
If you ever see that, I'm heavily
Heavily
paid.
paid.
Never for free. You mean just posting it on social media just for people to watch and enjoy for free? No. Oh no. It'll be very monetized. If you ever see that part come out, just know that Nancy is smiling to all the banks.
Okay, I'll come for my share.
You could come. Maybe you get.
So far, right? It's been an amazing journey with you, and I know there's still there were challenges, of course. So
Yeah.
can you tell us one? One of you, what would you say is your biggest challenge?
Everything is challenging. Life is challenging on its own. Life is very challenging. I don't know why people want life to be easy. You don't grow like that. You don't. I was speaking to someone today. Sometimes I double as a therapist to people around me and close people, and maybe because of my background in social works and maybe because I read a lot as well. But I was telling someone today, when you think about life this way, nothing happens to me. Everything happens for me.
That's a good way to look at it.
Just don't say it. Believe it. It's a mindset changer. It's a life changer. It's a game changer. So when you come out, you tumble down the stairs and break a leg. You don't say, "Why me? Why? Oh, do what?" And you say, of course, you can have a moment of that craziness. Yeah, I will have that because I'm human. But
Yeah.
when it settles, I say, what is this teaching me? Maybe I was not supposed to go out tomorrow. Maybe I'm supposed to rest for a week.
You know?
Always turning things around to be positive.
Positive.
And some people have a problem with that. They always want to be negative. Like, what does it do for you? I'd rather be positive and live in Delulu while Delulu is the Solulu. And while you're so particular about being a realist. Oh, but, if you go out, they can shoot you. They can just shoot you. Okay, what if I go out and I get flowers? Because that's a huge possibility.
Yeah.
What if I go out and I meet the person who will be my next big client? What if I go to this place and things happen nicely? So learning that there are lessons in everything, a positive mindset, make love the template of your life. When you do everything from love, it becomes easier. Even things that are meant to challenge you becomes a lesson. Because it's from a place of love. I live my life on, my template is love, just like Christ was. And if my template is love and the fruits of the spirits, kindness and all of that, everything that happens is just a part of the journey. It makes for an interesting book when I finally write my book. If few people,
sure if
few people have already approached me and like, you should write your book, you're ready. And I'm like, no, I haven't gone through certain things that will help younger girls when they read the book. And they're like, you've gone through enough already. And I'm like, you think so? No. I'm still growing through life. I'm still learning how to navigate. Tomorrow, if I write a book on how to navigate people just tugging at you and throwing jabs at you on social media, people will buy.
Yeah.
And they will listen to my book.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I've been through
You've
it.
been through it, yeah.
And I came out of it. But if I don't know what I'm saying and I've not gone through it, I'm just some safe celebrity. The safe ones who do small jobs, I don't want to. You don't come out to be your full self. Because guess what? What that does is it attracts enemies, attracts haters. You can't help it. It's like a light. When you say I am the light of the world, guess what? You're going to irritate darkness.
Darkness, yeah.
When you are light, just like you have a bright light church and you put it outside, flies would pack, 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 because they want it off. But that same light is somebody else's comfort. That same light is what makes people read better, see better. They want it. They love it. Oh, thank you, God, for this light. But for some other people, it's worrisome because it shines a light on their darkness.
Yeah.
So you never take it personal. You just sit with them and you understand them from where they're coming from. You have sympathy. It's the same way you say, I'm a city on a hill that can never be hidden. Guess what? You are going to trigger cities that are in the valley.
Yeah.
Because why are you there?
Why
I'm
you,
here.
yeah.
But they forget that they can pack up and come to the hill as
Yeah.
well.
Is pastor anywhere in your
No,
future?
never. Never.
Because you're preaching.
No, I don't think I have to. I feel like that ministry is so it's a tricky ministry.
I know.
So people feel like once I know the word of God and God talks to me,
Yeah,
I have
it's
to be
enough.
a pastor. I have to preach. I have to unring lights. I have to. No. There's an anointing that comes for that. And God has given it to certain people even before they were born. You don't feel that you can be a pastor, but that is a new business.
Yeah.
You're born with
Born with it, yeah.
And you can tell when you see them. That's why I just don't listen to anybody. You can't just preach to me. You can't even call me safe and I pick up you. Like I filter the things I want to hear. Even my staff, they know. You can't just be talking like you're like here's a powerhouse. Things are going on here. Like, shut up. Stay away from me. And it's not me being rude or it's just I know the things that I have to think.
Yeah.
And I know the things I want to. So you can't bring your own thoughts and place it on me and I'm supposed to believe it. So that's why we pastors as well, I'm very careful. When I listen to your word, my spirit would tell me, then I know, okay, I'll be listening to your word from now. But if my spirit is telling me, I won't listen to you again. So yeah, for pastoral, that's what I feel.
Cool.
I feel like Celine Dion because every time I watch a Celine Dion interview, like they ask her one question and she's like so deep all around. I'm like, Celine, can you just have, what is your favorite color? Well, I feel like red. It's like, I'm just like, and now I feel that way. Every time I do an interview, I feel that way.
No, but it's fun. It's interesting.
But the funniest part, before I came for this and why I felt like it was also a sign, I was speaking to someone as well, the same person who I told who was in a semi-therapy session. And he said, your podcast with Tammy-san that I had years back is something that he was listening to so much that he had to delete it because he felt like it was addictive. And I've heard this about that podcast. And it's actually one of the most listened to podcasts on Tammy-san's end. People have told me about the life lessons they've learned from it. So that's why I just can't just be anywhere, just talking. Like my words are powerful. So I have to keep them that way.
Great. I'm pretty sure we've learned a lot today and a lot of nuggets that I feel like will help people in their life, not just in their work, in their life. So great. I'm happy we had this conversation.
I'm happy I was here.
Yeah. Before you go, I'm still going to come back to that challenges.
Okay.
Challenges in life, okay, no problem. We know there are always challenges. What about roles? What's the most challenging role you've done?
Which would that be? Maybe if you would challenge me, maybe like how we were shooting late into the night or like traveling. But I like a good challenge. I hate boring things. So if I think about a challenging role, every single one, there's one that's out to move like a boss. I had to play my father. Yes, I had to play my father. It's fun. It's fun convincing people that
your real father or the father in fiction
of
father.
Father in the film.
In the film, okay.
And it's just nice to have people like believe me, and because I know that acting, we're doing things that have been done before. Somebody's life, so they have to watch it and see themselves. Yeah. Unless of course it's just fictional, but like every other time you're playing. So, and I love a good film. I love to watch a film and feel emotions. So me being able to do that for people, sometimes people watch my film and they're crying and sending and tagging me on like tears. I'm like, nice. It's good to be able to evoke emotions out of people. Yes. It's good. Yeah, especially as an actor. Yeah. Imagine if I'm crying on screen and like, hey, you, wait till me this one, when you cry. But I'm crying from the heart. So you too, you're pulled into that. Yeah. Imagine I'm being funny and everybody's laughing. So believability. I would never be one of those actors who you can tell they're acting. I don't want to be. I act from here. So if you feel like you want overacting, there's a crowd for everybody. Yeah, there's a crowd for everybody. If you don't think you don't like my acting, you want me to... There are people who do that. Go there. Let me enjoy my audience. Let my audience enjoy me. I'm not going to change that for one or two people who feel like, it should be a certain way. No. I tell you what it should be. I have a director. They trusted me and we delivered something and we released it to the world. The platform bought it. The cinema took it.
Yeah.
So criticism, when it comes to, I've had a few people say, oh, she's too subtle. There should be more. Not my monkey, not my circus. Go to your circus. Especially when I check the person's bio and the person says actor on their this, and I'm just like,
Okay.
I'm never gonna act like you, sweetie. You're never gonna like my acting because I can't act like you. You as an actor feel like it should be a certain way, or script writer or director. It's a personal. But the audience, the large audience who I act for, enjoy it. But I don't act for my fellow actors. What am I doing that for?
Of course. And
Yeah.
there are different actors for different roles. There are some people you see and you'll be like, oh, this will be the perfect fit for this role. Everybody can't act the same way.
My dear. But yeah, challenges is definitely just taking on roles. I like it. The only challenging I'll tell you is when we're shooting till late. We're traveling. Sometimes we don't sleep for like in a day. I could sleep in 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
We're shooting from one day into the next day. Yeah,
And you're doing all that and still maintaining beauty.
you might not see beauty when I'm on those ones, though, but I try. So doing that, traveling long distances, that's most of the trip. But like the acting itself, ooh, fun.
You like it.
I love it.
So what would you advise, other people like you, other creatives like you trying to come out? You think acting takes creativity, right? I think we should talk about that.
Okay.
Yes. Just explain to us how creativity affects acting, for example. How you apply creativity to your roles.
So the film first starts here. When you read the script, you visualize it. You visualize your character. And that's why God bless the directors who allow the actors be. Some directors don't. They impose. But some say, how do you think we should do this? They sit with you. You talk about it. All right, cool, let's see. And then when you act it, but you feeling it? No, Abby? Let's do it this way now. Let's try this way. It's inputs together. Like showmanship. And so, sorry, I always like... So yeah, you have to be creative to do that. You have to sit with the character. When you read the script and they ask you, what do you think? You now give the character a backstory. You give the character a basis as to why they do certain things. You find empathy with the character. Even if it's a villain, you have to love the villain to be able to play the villain. And you have to be willing to kill yourself for that to shine. It's not about if you're a pastor. You have to show that the person is a villain. Take, for example, Jimmy Odukoya in Woman King, where he played Oba. Jimmy's a pastor, but he played a villain. Forget, of course, he wasn't the head pastor at the time, but he was still of Christian background. His father was a whole lead pastor. So for me, I just feel like creativity definitely starts in the head, when you read the script, when you come on set, when you imagine, when they tell you, you're playing alongside, let's say, Timini. You have to imagine yourself like in the role, like, and Emeka takes Jessica's hand and they walk into the sunlight. You have to see yourself holding Timini and walking into the sunlight. And so when it comes to play, it's easier. So you have to definitely be a creative to be an actor.
Yeah. So what's your advice for people like that are looking up to you, want to be an actor / presenter / host /
executive producer?
Like executive producer.
Video vixen is
that was in the past.
In fact, that one barely even had a cameo in my life. That one was just, I was an actor. I was a model who was looking for money. From all the places, and Clarity was like, come and be in this video, and I was like, I'm coming. How much? So, but advising, younger girls, younger boys, even my age mates, I've learned that there's something to learn from everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just first stay true to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Just tell yourself the truth. Can you really do it? Are you good at it? Do you want it? Don't play with the spirit of excellence. If you don't have it, get on your knees, fast and pray and ask God for it. That is the God factor in you. That is the finger that makes people look at you and say, what is she even doing? Or what's he even doing that he's already there? They don't understand. There is a spirit of excellence within you that you bring into everything that you do. While they're just whiling away and just floating through earth. You're intentional. And every little thing, I was coming here, I could have looked anyhow. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was coming here, I could have come and answered yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. I didn't. I'm speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there, do other things. Everything has a spirit of excellence. Stay away from people that don't have that spirit, because they will drag you into their rubbish. Those people, trust me, where they are going in life.
And that's why they do things anyhow too. Without the spirit of excellence, you would want to know, like, we're done now. It's okay now. Let's just leave it like that.
Listen.
You know?
And when you work with the people that have the spirit of excellence,
Yeah.
sugar and cream. So find your tribe. Find your people. Don't force yourself to fit into places that don't speak to your spirit. Don't squeeze yourself into spots that does not have your name, that does not have your parking space. Go where you're needed. Go where you flourish. Go where you can add value. And stop looking for what you can get from everybody else, but not what you can give to the world. Jesus Christ, I can't say that enough. There are too many people just floating earth, just wanting to collect and collect and collect. They have nothing to give. No value. They walk into a spot, and if you remove them from that spot, you will not miss them.
Yeah.
To fiakwa, you live that kind of life. Jesus, never. Don't ever. Even in your family, even at home with your friends, you must never be that person who doesn't add value. Even if it's not monetary, there has to be something.
Yeah.
That if you leave, they feel quench. That's why you can leave me. Can leave anything, anybody, anytime. I am the prize. I'm the sauce. And I say that with all humility. Because I've taken the time to breathe.
Yeah.
And when I walk into a space, I don't think, oh God, the people, they take salary. That's all they're there for. They don't even think beyond the job. I'm where I am because when I come to work, I give beyond the money I'm paid. I learned something from someone very early in my career.
Okay.
Mr. Yinka Ogun. He said to me, work more than you're being paid, and soon you'll be paid more than you work. And when that time comes, you owe nobody no explanation as to why you charge what you charge, baby. Can you afford it? No. They're waiting for you. Give other people opportunities. It must not be Nancy, right? There are other people who also have to have opportunities. Go to them.
Yeah.
But guess what? You will still be booked and busy. You might be afraid. If I charge this, no. You will still have a full schedule because people who appreciate the value that you bring, they've seen it from afar. So now they're coming from you. You're no longer convincing people of what you bring to the table. They know that you're at the table. So they bring your table to join with their own table. And you guys make, because they know that whatever your name is on, if it's not good, I'm even too ashamed to even put it out there. Because I can't be the only one acting, and then the light is coming here. Boom, is there. This is that. Okay, you people are not even serious. Let me just keep my own. I'm too shy of this. Of course, like I said, there will always be times like that where you believe in the script, and by the time you're done with the script and you're done with the film, you just know that spirit of excellence was not in the room. These people they just want to make money, or they just want to put anything just to make money, quick money, and then Nancy, you have your face there. So there's also that. That's why I say, if you find the people that have the spirit of excellence and you're lucky enough to work with them, make a team that is filled with that. Always think about value. How can I be valuable? How can I add to the world? How can I, put my foot on the sands of time without being a nuisance? You don't have to be a nuisance. You don't have to go down history. When people think of you and remember you, they just think of you as a nuisance. You think it's fun now, but 50 years down or 40 years down, when your legacy is time to talk about your legacy, you realize it's not. It wasn't fun. So take your time as well. Be slow but steady. Pace. Constant movement is better than, being stagnant.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's very big, but you're not moving. Always be moving. You have something to learn from everybody. Yeah, they don't have to open their mouth. Just somebody like doing rubbish now. But like, chai, I never want to be that person. There's always something to learn.
Of course, there is.
So it's not okay. You see somebody and they're doing rubbish and you're like, ah! No, learn and be like, hey, yeah, that's why she's where she is because of this, or that's why he's where he is because, there's none of that. So always remember, and there's no such thing as being ashamed of your struggle. Social media now has encouraged, everybody wants to be fly in their pictures. And that's why I'm so blessed that the first time I think I opened a Facebook account when I was still very young in my teenage years. And it was the boy I was dating at the time. He was traveling abroad. And he was like, we have to communicate. Oh, I said, this Facebook where the say competition up and down. I don't get strength. He said, just open. And when that relationship was done, I packed up from the Facebook as well. And I didn't want anything to do with social media. I was happy with my BBM pin. Until 24, I had to work at trending for Hip TV. And they were like, social media or no work. And I said, all right, cool. And that's how I opened up a social media page. So I had the opportunity to not have social media cloud my head, make me ashamed of my struggles. These days, there's an usher who comes in. You want to record the usher. I get it, because maybe that's not how you want to be seen.
Yeah.
But that's your beginning stage. Own it. Own it. Don't you see the people who you look up to, the Steve Harveys? Don't you hear their stories?
Yeah.
How they slept in cars? Don't you want that? That's a nice story, even for your book.
Yeah.
I've slept on rugs. I've gone to do ushering job, modeling job. I couldn't go back to Korea and had to sleep on rugs. I've had to put chairs together in a public space, mosquito biting the heck out of me to make that happen.
Yeah.
I've had to sleep in people's houses I had no business just to make it. Makes it sweet.
Makes the story sweet.
Your struggle.
Yeah.
A waiter will come and bring food. I can't even record my phone. Hey, Oga, if you don't like the work, come on, make person we go feed, carry the work and you're carrying somebody's. You need to market where you're coming from. I will employ you as a waiter. You're supposed to see the way your chef came, very proud of his chef shirt.
Yeah.
Somebody else might see that as a low job, serving drinks. But guess what? There has to be people who do this.
Yeah.
And you can make a lot of money and make a good name for yourself doing it.
Of course.
The shame. People attach shame to everything. The only thing you should attach shame to is something that is illegal.
Yeah.
But you see people even be so proud of doing illegal things. The you that is doing illegal things, you're shy.
You're shy.
Because what? You are not
what people say.
You're not Davido. Buddy. So for me, these are my advice. Be true to yourself. Never be ashamed of the struggle. If you don't need social media, stay away from it till you need it. Let it work for you. My social media works for me. I don't work for it. It doesn't use me, I use it. Don't be used by anything, anybody. Use your brain. There's something to learn. Be valuable. Think about value. And just don't be a nylon bag floating through life where the wind blows.
You go.
This blogger say, let's talk about this person, you too. Let's drag this person, you too. Let's cancel Balenciaga, you too. He always the one that they use for negativity. Hey, I pity you. By the time you look back on your life, all you've done is insult Davido and Rihanna and Beyonce. Nothing else. That's all you have done. By the time you look back, where has the past 10 years been? You just be seeing your tweets and your comments. Keypad warrior, online gangster. That's what you want. By all means, we need you. I need them.
All right, yeah.
I was telling someone else, how do you feel all these people I said, I need these people. They've chosen to be that. You choose.
You choose, yes.
God gives you an opportunity to be anything you want to be. Do you want to be light or do you want to be darkness? You choose. Do you want to be the star or the troll?
Yeah.
You choose. But everything has a consequence. Everything comes back to you. Everything comes back to you. Don't think that you are escaping life and you are being smart and even the things that are done in the hidden. When you live life like it's an open book, like you're transparent with life, life will be transparent with you. So when you do bad things and think, it's just me, it's waiting for you. There's a consequence. So always remember that. There's a consequence for everything. There's good consequences and there's bad consequences. You choose. Sometimes you make mistakes, but there's something I read that says making a mistake is human. Sinning is human. I don't want to use sinning because it's a bit too serious, but making a mistake is human. But repeating the mistake is devilish.
Devilish. That's cool. Oh my goodness, this feels like a therapy session. But I'm actually very, very glad. You know why? Because we see a lot of stuff out there, and then people see you look all nice, sexy, and they think it's all that. They don't know that the head is full. Oh. It's not just about dressing, coming out, and so I'm going to snap it. No. You know, you have to feed your mind.
Yeah.
And then you have to be strategic with what you put out there. So I'm so happy, and I'm sure that if anybody goes through this interview, they will learn a lot. So
but like you said,
so
what
much.
you just said is the curse of being attractive. It's a curse of being attractive. People don't expect anything to come out of your head.
I'm telling you, they just be like,
That's why anybody can write
anybody
anything
can
about you or say anything about you, and people will believe because
it.
you look the part. You have to look the part for them to actually put certain things on you.
Yes,
like,
but
you have to. If you don't look the part, nobody's going to write certain things about you.
Yes.
But when you look the part, you're going to be a target.
Yeah.
So it's also the curse of being attractive. Like people don't expect until like speak in places like this, which I don't do very often because I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I don't need to convince anybody of who I am. My friends know who I am.
That's why I
People
was
in my
like,
life know who
Nancy
I am.
must come, because I've, we talk a lot, so I
Yeah.
know you, and I know you have a lot of wisdom to impart. I said, Nancy, you have to come on this show.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
and you're actually somebody I respect a lot. I've told you that before.
I
So
know.
yes,
I
and I love
know.
working with you.
Thank you.
And it's not just from today. I've
Yes,
known you since.
yes,
Even if you
yes. I didn't even know till we shot.
Yes,
and
we
you told
shot.
me.
Yes, so and your work ethic is still the same from then till now. So it's not like she's here. I'm trying to be. It's a lie.
I know.
If you give Nancy a call time of 8 a.m., she'll be there by 8 a.m. If she can't make it, she'll call to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm running late,
text
but I'm
you.
gonna be there."
Yeah.
But she's always like all about her business and ready to give it 110%.
Thank
So
you.
that's no, it's true.
People
that's
have showed up late too now. Be like, hey, so now they choose who they go early for. They choose who they go early for. Don't worry, it's because if I came the first time, you kept me waiting for 10 hours. We have to exchange this waiting game. I wait for you, wait for me, wait for you. But if I come, I don't wait for you. Everybody starts on time.
Everybody's ready.
You will see me early the next day. So, but yeah, I appreciate that. Honestly, Linda, I love working with you as well. You know, with the Viva family, I say all the time, Viva is one of the when I talk about brands that I love working with. Even my friends can see it. A friend of mine saw me the other day and she said, "Viva loves you, right?"
I hope you said
She
yes.
said, yeah. And I said, yeah. He said, it looks like they're obsessed with you. And I said, they are obsessed with me. They love me. And that's how it should be as a brand ambassador.
Yes, of course.
Not just somebody who you just literally just want to put things on their page and pay and walk. No. It's the people that you care about the brand. You care about the person. You guys have flown me to Lebanon to attend a wedding just by me saying, I want to attend a Lebanon wedding. And I threw a small, like, oh, I must. And I put pressure.
That's a small. Before that people would come.
I mean, there's no other wedding, so you guys are safe. And even if there are, everybody's allowed to have favorites. But I feel like for Viva, everybody's their favorite. But maybe because of the work I've put into it.
Yeah, we do that. We try to make sure that, because before we choose, we make sure we're choosing the right people. So once we choose that right people, we try to do right by them. It's just like what you said. That's how it is. You give the same energy you expect.
Yes, you give the love that you want to receive.
Yes, and I'm sure that's why when we say come, you show up. Anytime we ask Nancy to come, she shows up because she knows that we have our back as well. So that's how it is.
Love, yeah.
Yes.
And I love working with the brand. And you know, the way you guys love me, I'm sure it's a different way you love everybody. So it's everybody has their love. It's like a family.
Yeah.
And you give birth to. But me, I always project what I see. I don't even know if somebody else is getting better treatment. I don't know. Because I don't see.
Of course.
That's my own. I go tell you.
Yeah.
I talk about myself all the time. Because now who I know I go talk about. I don't talk about you, bros. Because I don't know you like that. Even if I know you, even if we're dating, I'm married to you, I still don't know you the way you know you.
Yeah.
So I know my relationship with the brand. And that's why I said, Linda, you also make it easy because there's no pressure. There's no pressure. You guys don't know what that does for us. There's no crazy. When the pressure comes, it comes.
It comes, yeah.
But if it's constant pressure and constant complaining and bickering, that makes you feel like you're not welcome to the family, like they say. But when there's pressure, when there needs to be pressure, and there's goodness, and of course it's a brand that people trust.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Viva. Viva is everywhere. I love Viva. That your shirt is not shiny. You didn't use Viva for it. Use Viva. Let the white. So yeah, I love working with you, Linda. You're amazing. You're fantastic. You're good vibes.
Thank you.
Very good vibes. Honest good vibes. I'm glad they employed you. I hope they keep you for the longest time, because what would I do if they bring somebody else's now?
No, I'm sure they'll get somebody else. No, not like me though.
What? Don't go anywhere.
No, of course I'm not.
I know I'm with Viva for a couple more years.
Viva is our love.
Thank you. Be with Viva till we decide that okay, it's okay now. I'm done. I'm tired of eating your money.
No, but that's the thing with the brand. When I met them, I saw that they had this spirit. They had this, what do you call it, spirit of excellence.
That's it.
They're always thinking, what is next? What is next? And they always want to give in their all. And when you have that spirit, it's hard to say no. It's just hard to say no. It depends on the individuals that are in the company. So I'm blessed to be working with amazing people over there. At
Our
Viva.
people, yes.
Amazing. They're amazing.
I wonder if it's because they're not Nigerians.
Topic for another day.
Nigerians, I love you. I'm joking.
Because you know why we're Nigerians as well. Nancy is the Nigerian.
Yes,
I'm Nigerian. But I'm not gonna lie to you. What she said is true, and that's one thing I'm taking away from this whole episode: spirit of excellence. Many Nigerians lack it. Many creatives lack it. We need it. If you have that spirit of excellence, you can do anything.
They just want salary. They just want to earn.
It's
like
crazy.
Be driven by money, because it keeps you awake. But
but
like, what are you adding for that money?
Exactly.
What's the value that it makes them come back?
Yeah.
We've renewed 3rd year now.
Oh, of course.
You could have used me 1 year and run away and say, okay, you know what, come and be doing one influencing after this one. But I'm still with the brand. What is it that keeps... I've hosted shows over and over and over again. I've worked with producers over and over. In fact, so they start feeling like, hey, what they say is only Nancy that acts, so because of what they stand to get in terms of value.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't advise anybody. You want to be mediocre? By all means, darling, enjoy. Cheers.
But at least you know now that you need to, I hope, because I see.
Don't force anybody to take advice. We've talked, we've left it. Yeah. Anybody who won't take me, take. Anybody who won't take, we need them. We need them so that the money can even go around. Those on the top. Let those who want to be down, let them be there talking about Davido. Let's be up there chopping money and collaborating with Davido. Yes, and collaborating rather than bring down, collaborate. Rather than talk about, collaborate.
Yeah, collaborate.
Yes. Rather than tear down, collaborate.
That's how it's supposed to be. So thank you so much, Nancy. I had fun today.
Thank you so much.
It's been an amazing time. We have a gift for you. Can we bring it?
Yay! Yeah. I love gifts. When it comes with the right intentions.
So
I don't work for them, so I know that it's with the right intention. Is this from... Where is this?
It's Imperial. Courtesy Imperial.
Oh, thank you, Imperial. There's even perfume and everything. Oh, thank you. Bomb soap.
You can call it. Bomb soap.
Why Bum Bum?
I think it takes care of stress.
Oh, I'm blessed. I will use it on my Bum Bum. This is nice. What is this? Perfume?
Yeah, that's a perfumed lotion.
I think so. Yeah. And then there's body mist. Oh, nice. Not typically, I don't even open gifts, but I have to open this one because I know that it's added PR for you.
Thank you so much. You see, she's giving value every time, every single
baby Manuel. This is nice, very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank
Imperial.
You very much.
Thank you. This is nice.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope by now you have subscribed. If you haven't, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you tell everybody to come and watch this episode with Nancy. Because if you are not watching it, you are missing out.
Right, let them miss out their business. Miss out. Thank you so much, Linda.
You're welcome,
darling. Thank you for having me. Really, thank you.
All right. So until next one. Bye.